Lately, I've been realizing how easy it is to miss your own life when you're too busy comparing it. We miss all of the beautiful little details in our lives when all we do is focus on others or worried about how our lives look compared to others online. But when you truly slow down to actually see what's in front of you, there are so many beautiful little miracles. This week, I felt like the artist's way was reading my mind. I was planning on doing a different type of video this week, and I've really just been listening to myself and the great creator on what I should do. And anytime that I would have the thought pop in my head on what to say or what to write or what to film, I have just been trying to trust that and listen to that, to actually see where my intuitions take me. The beginning of the chapter this week talked about how you could almost feel like you're going a little crazy because you are trusting this voice that's inside of you. And it definitely did feel weird at first, but I don't feel like I've been led wrong so far at all. I actually feel very open and free and creative, which is very different for me. I feel more clear and calm, and my mind doesn't feel like it's trying to grasp like a million different little things. I'm trusting that whatever I'm meant to create and want to create will work out. The other day, I was watching a lot of other people's content because I genuinely love supporting other channels, and I'm usually very happy for them and their successes. But the other day, I just couldn't help but compare myself a little bit. Just having little thoughts like, why couldn't I do that? Or why couldn't I edit like that? And I could feel that it was pulling me away from myself. I felt like dizzy almost, but also numb and overwhelmed, and my mind just started like spiraling. So I decided that I needed to take a break from it, step away, and I spilled all of my thoughts and feelings that I was having into my morning pages, which I actually have been writing more throughout the day instead of just in the morning, just because that's what it's called, as morning pages. And it was actually when I was in that slightly bad mood that I typed up a lot of the ideas for this video, because I realized that I really should not compare myself to other people. And a lot of times I get inspiration from other people, but then I remember that I literally give inspiration to some people as well, and how everyone's perspective is beautiful, even if it's on the same topic. And that's what comparison makes us forget. You could ask 100 people the same question and get 100 different answers. And if 100 people made a video on the same topic, everyone's going to have different styles, different ways of wording things, and different ways of seeing it. And I realized that comparison is such a disservice to ourselves. In the book, she talks about how we could spend our time worrying about how something is going to turn out, or worry about what we should do, or we could trust that the great creator has our back in things, and how we could just ask for help and let these ideas just flow in. And that was literally insane to me, because that morning before I read that, in my morning pages, I wrote that I just wanted some inspiration and some guidance on what I should do next. And literally while I was making my toast that day, I just had the thought like pop into my head on the main points of this video. And instead of overthinking it like I have in the past, it genuinely just felt so right to me that I just went with it. And I've also noticed that when I first started my morning pages, it seemed like a lot of my thoughts were like naggy, and like I was just talking about things that I needed to do, but now they flow with gratitude and ideas. And while I was doing the reading, I had the realization that for the longest time, the career path that I wanted to go down was to be a counselor, to just help people and talk through things that needed to be talked about. And I realized that I'm kind of doing that here on my channel, just talking about things that I think should be talked about more, and hopefully helping some people feel less alone in the things that they're going through. And I had this really weird, unexplainable feeling when I was reading. It was that feeling when things are just lining up a little too well and something is like being touched by God. And while I'm still a little unclear on how I perceive God personally, I really don't think that there is one right or wrong answer to this. I think that genuinely whatever feels comfortable for you and your life and your beliefs, that is what you should believe. But in that moment, I really felt it. Everything was lining up way too much to just be a coincidence. Another part that really got me was the line about developing interest in your life as you see it, in people, things, literature, music, because the world is so rich. And that literally creeped me out when I read that, because that was exactly what I was planning to do this video on. one, which is paying attention to all of the details and little things in life that we often overlook, and that if you slow down and really pay attention to them, they are really beautiful. Things like how you cook your meals, what that looks like in the sight of your family and your pets. Just anything that stands out to you in your ordinary life that you just overlook and truly is so beautiful once you take a moment to see it. And the idea of delight and attention really stayed with me. In the book, she says how the capacity for delight is attention, and attention is an act of connection. I just thought that was really powerful because it's really easy to be stuck in the past or be worried about the future, but when we do that, we're missing our actual life. But when you come back to right now, to the exact moment you're in, there's something really grounding and healing about that. And I think that's what I'm really learning right now, to trust what comes to me, to stop comparing so much, to pay attention to my own life, and to let creativity be something more gentle and honest, not something I have to force or control all the time. And for my artist date this week, I had no idea what I wanted to do at first, but then I had the thought that I wanted to get my hair colored and done, and I decided to count that as my artist date this week. So here is a little bit of that from earlier today. I am about to leave right now for my hair appointment, and I'm so excited. The last time that I got my hair cut and colored was August. So I was like, I think I'm ready for a change, and I thought this would be the perfect idea for my artist date this week. This is how my hair is right now. There's like caramel highlights throughout, so I'm very excited to have a change going into summer and everything. I just got home from my appointment and I love the way it turned out so much. It literally turned out even better than I was expecting, so that is always such a good surprise. I went darker because my highlights were just faded and old, and I thought that this would be a nice change, so I am very happy with it. Let me know in the comments what is something that you have been appreciating more lately in your ordinary life. And if you enjoy more thoughtful videos like these, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.